put on this.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is Saturday. This is what, August 5th? Amazing. We only have 2 months till convention. A lot to get done between now and then. But welcome to number 6 of LifeWave, where we do network marketing skills kind of 101. This is our 6th week. If you have missed any of the recordings, we will talk at the end where to go get them. We appreciate everybody that's been coming on every week and learning, because honestly, many of the people that join LifeWave have never done network marketing, or they just did it a little, or they never had any training. So today we wanted to address all those things, and we want to introduce Senior Presidential Director Gregory Mascari, and we may have Senior Presidential Director Robin Mascari on here too, but we probably will get Max the cat and the dogs with it all.
The dog was barking. That means Robin got home. Okay, so she'll be joining us shortly.
Well, welcome, Gregory. And for those who you may not have had the pleasure of meeting the Mascaris, they're a very tip-top upline. They're always supportive. They help us constantly. You don't know, perhaps in the background, maybe just know them from the calls, but insanely supportive of us. Coming in from cool Mountain Bozeman, Montana. There's Robin that way.
Very cool.
And,
with a jacket on.
Yeah, with a jacket on with that. So today we want to kind of go over some skills and etiquette and ask the Mascaris to come on with us, because honestly, we haven't really taken much time for it. We've been screaming with our hair on fire. And also the company has policies and procedures, but most of us don't remember to go look at them. And so we just wanted to bring in some kind of key things, maybe not a whole 30-page policy manual, but we asked Robin and Gregory to come on. And Robin, this is some of our team from all over the US, wonderful people, newbies. We've got managers, we've got directors, senior directors, some you've met, but lovely, lovely crew.
Nice.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
Gregory and Robin, if you'd like to say hello before I start the slides to kind of back you up.
Well, we're thrilled to be here. I know a bunch of you, and there's some of you I don't, and I look forward to getting to know you. And you guys scored the jackpot with Janet as your leader. That's all I can say. And you know it. So we're thrilled.
Barbara
and yes,
Janet,
yes.
Janets and Barbara and everyone else.
Yeah, Julie and yeah.
A great group.
Yeah,
Canute and Julie. Yeah, you've got a very special group.
Yeah, what a great group. I love seeing all your faces and getting to know some of you. We broke bread and hung out on resorts or in resorts together. And, you know, hopefully we'll see many or all of you in Orlando coming up. In 10 weeks from today, you'll either be sitting in front of a computer somewhere virtually wishing you were there, or you'll be buttoned down in a seat with us, you know, watching it unfold in front of our very eyes. So very exciting.
And we want to thank Janet, Julie, and Canute. You know, this topic is something we need to do a better job at. And so we're really grateful to be here today, because a lot of people have never been in this business model before and don't understand the guidelines. And so we want to talk about that today. So everyone stay safe and we thrive, and we're thrilled about all the juice that's going on in your business. And I hope to see lots of rank advancements. Are we recording? We are. Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I just want to say, most people don't have the fortitude or the ability to stay awake to read our policies and procedures manual, which I've never done. Okay. But I've been around the industry so long, I've kind of embodied them. I've helped write them for other companies. So I kind of know. And so Robin and I kind of want to talk on a high level, just, you know, network marketing philosophy, you know, etiquette and, you know, and team spirit. So, you know, so we're excited to be able and probably need to do this more, because we have so many people coming in to our company and profession that don't have the background that many of us do. So,
or it was long ago.
It was long ago.
Great, that's true. Thank you. All right, everybody, I'm gonna there's my slides. Okay. And we can chat through this, but I think there are some things when I reviewed this, I was like, oh, I forgot that. I've kind of made that mistake. So I kind of forgot it. So take it away, Gregory and Robin.
Yeah, so thank you, everyone. So again, this is kind of network marketing etiquette, community guidelines, and there are policies and procedures. Some of the things we're talking about is just kind of general rules of the road. You won't get arrested because there's not a law against it. But some of them, there's, the company has a policies and procedures manual, and if we don't comply with it, they may take disciplinary action against us. So, and that's for the protection of our businesses and for the protection of the mothership of LifeWave and the protection of each of us in our own business. So, we're all growing as a team and we want to ensure each other's success. So we just want to take some time to educate everyone and have some open discussion. If there's some question on, what is acceptable, what's a guideline and kind of, etiquette versus what's a policy that we must adhere to. So, one family, many teams. We're all part of LifeWave. And within LifeWave, you're all part of our team, Live Younger, and another part of our team is like Evolve, that's part of our downline, but they've got their own team identity. And, and we've got a few other teams, within our team. So it's one family, many teams. So, but it's important to recognize that for each of us, our downline is our business asset. And I come from a conventional business background, and sadly, I had experience in antitrust litigation and restraint of trade business practices, which kind of also apply to our business. I had a company that tried to run my company out of business, and I sued them in court and won, and they violated federal antitrust laws. It was unfair competition. So in network marketing, your downline is your asset. And so we want to be careful when we're working with, and I like to analogize it's, as it says in the second paragraph here, upline support versus crossline cooperation. And, and there's a difference between, your sponsor tree and your downline binary tree. And I'm just seeing a lot of this for the first time, and I'm training from something I haven't seen before. So thank
Gregory, you wrote it.
Well, some of it I did, but you reorganized it.
This is called a team effort.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with paragraph 2, upline support versus crossline cooperation. And, your upline gets paid to support you, your crossline doesn't. And I had some coaching with a couple of team members that have gotten to know each other, on some of our calls. And they were calling up saying, we'd really like to learn how to work together more. And I had to explain, like, your crossline, and, and you can't change lines of sponsorship. You can collaborate, cooperate. I said, and one of the guys that was interested, wanted to know if he could change under somebody else. I says, hey, you're third level to Robin and I. So or second level to Robin and I. So if your sponsor's not actively engaged, we get paid to help you. She doesn't. Okay. And it's nice. And maybe it'll end up in a romantic relationship. I don't know. Because it kind of had that vibe about it. We really like working together. I said, that's fine. You can work together, but just recognize he's a neophyte to the industry, and she's an experienced networker. And I had to explain to her that it's not your job to train him, because you don't get paid unless he wants to hire you. You can do some friendly collaboration, but there's a difference between collaboration and support. So I just wanted to point that out.
So Gregory, before we go through all these,
Yeah.
how about we show them the next slide with cross lines and things?
Okay, that'd be great.
And then
Why
we
don't do
can
that?
come back to the bullet points.
Okay, good. Yeah, so this is a good example. I was talking with Bill and Betty John. Okay. Bill was second level to Robin and I over here, and Betty John was, third or fourth level down over on the right side. And, and Bill is starting to rely on Betty John for 3-ways, for training and everything else. And I just said, Bill, that she doesn't get paid. If she's spending her time, thank you very much. If she's spending her time supporting you, she's not building her own business. And the penny kind of dropped for them. They go, oh, okay, I get it. And she understood very quickly, but he didn't because he was new to the industry. Okay. Doing quite well. He's very enthusiastic, loves the products, having great results. But, this is just, our business is unique. So that was that just happened 3 days ago. And I had to have this tender coaching call and the difference between collaboration and support.
So can we also say, if you're at the top and Bill's been enrolled on your left team and that's your shared team, and so people above you and below you, they're adding to the team, but then Bill's got his own left team. So parts of the shared team are Bill's downline personally and his personal team. So when Gregory's saying that's your business asset, that's what he means.
Exactly.
All those people. So I was sharing with Gregory and Robin that years ago when I was new, I didn't know it. I was from corporate land and I didn't get that this was a business asset. I just had people on my team, right? And then someone did swoop in from another company and just was like really nice and just got to know you. And then pretty soon he started talking trash about the company and telling you, oh, come over to my team, come over to my company. It's so much better. And then I finally had someone explain, look, your downline is your business asset. He's literally coming into your store and trying to steal things off the shelf. I was like, oh, I didn't understand that at first. Okay. So if we then talk about the other people outside of our own team and your own downline, Gregory.
Yeah. And that's why this is where the company has a policy against cross-line or downline solicitation. Because, let's say I'm up at the top there and, and Bill has sponsored, someone down their left side. And I come up with a new multivitamin that I really love, whether it's network marketing or not, and I just want to tell everybody about it. If I start promoting another product or service or company to anybody other than the two people that I personally sponsored, it's a direct violation of our Lifeway policies and procedures, and people get terminated for that. I mean, I was involved in a major litigation in another company because my sponsor left and started raiding my downline. Okay.
Oh yeah, that happens too.
And that was my downline. He was interfering with my business. So I was a defendant in the case against him, and the court ruled against him. So it's important that we don't interfere with other people's businesses.
Yeah.
And let me just generally say, if anybody starts interfering with your business, you need to let your upline know. You need to let us know. And many times people go, oh, I didn't know I could do that. 9 out of 10 times people go, oh, I didn't know that.
People are being innocent.
Yeah.
We know they're being innocent and they just don't understand. That's why we're talking about this today, to protect you.
So it's usually better to bring it upline before you bring it to compliance, because they may get terminated if you bring it to compliance, where they may need a slap on the hand or a wake up call for an upline, say, hey, that's really not. And we can refer them to the policies because it's very clearly outlined in the policy, in our policies and procedures, against cross-lining or downline solicitation.
Thank you.
Okay. So, so with that being said, starting up at the top, there is a difference between your sponsor tree and your downline binary tree. Now, one of the beauties of a binary is you can have people down your team that you're getting paid on, getting binary bonuses that you didn't sponsor, and they're not even in your sponsor tree. So we get leadership bonuses, the matching bonuses based on our sponsor tree, but the binary tree, it could be your spillover from your upline. So just because they're in your binary tree doesn't mean you should be directly communicating with them or have direct responsibility for them. The responsibility for training and support follows the sponsor tree, not the binary tree. So someone may be on your first level in the binary, but you don't know them from Adam because someone 2, 3, 4 levels above you sponsored them down there. That's their person and their responsibility. And we've had other experiences with enthusiastic members of our team that have tried to support everybody in their binary tree, and it really torqued some of the upline that was directly working and said, what are you calling my people for? Those are my people. Just because they're in your binary tree doesn't make them your people. So that's important. In a unilevel, it's different, but in a binary, many of us, many people times you're fortunate to get some spillover from the upline. Questions about that? Is that clear? That's a fine point that we don't talk about much, but it's important to know.
So just to make sure everyone understands, if you're looking at your binary tree and there's a heart lit up under that person, they're your person. If there isn't, then someone's put them under that shared line or shared tree, and you don't need to contact or worry about them.
Right.
Well, not exactly. I mean, they could be in your unilevel if someone that you personally sponsored put them in, so they are part of your business. But if it's spillover that came from someone above you as volume below you, then that is not in your binary tree. When you look at the GVU, the group volume unilevel, those are people in your sponsor tree, everyone that you've sponsored and they've sponsored. And that's what helps you get to the higher rank. So if someone is not in your binary tree, that's off limits as far as, and it's wonderful that people care and they want to help people. Oh, you need to, a courtesy call, you need to be active. It's not your job, even though you want to. And we can talk more about that later, but they could be in your unilevel tree and they are part of your business, Janet.
Dr.
Okay.
You've got your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I just want to be clear that if I just go into my personally enrolled, I should be pretty safe contacting those people, right?
100%. Yes.
Okay, because I don't
know it's important that with that being said, it's important to look where they are, because you might have somebody. We have very protective people in our downline said, don't work with my downline. So we respect that. For example, Onyx Cole is in our sponsor tree, but Onyx says, hey, don't call my people. So we respect that. Now, if they call me, we don't hang up the phone. We talk to them. And now we have beautiful working relationship with Marcy and Peter and Dr. Stacy and many other people, and that are in Onyx's team, but we respected her request that she didn't want us contacting her people, even though they're in our sponsor tree. So just be sensitive to that. Usually you don't have that. Okay. Usually, people are very open. It's, and hey, I noticed a good thing to be doing is watching your sponsor tree for people that hit a new rank or are successfully sponsoring, and call and say, hey, this is Dr. Velvet. I'm your upline and just checking in, and congratulations. I noticed you sponsored 3 people last week. Catch people doing things right.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure as long as I'm in my enrollment in my back office, I should be okay.
100%. That's the difference. Your enrollment tree versus your binary tree.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep. Cool. And that's if anybody have questions, if you raise your hand, we'll see that. And at any point during our discussion here, we're happy to answer questions. So, so upline, crossline. So the last 3 bullets, team calls are usually for the downline of team leaders. Another perfect example, I had a gal called that found, in Marcy's group, in the Evolve team, that's likes our Live Younger success. And so she had a couple of questions. I said, yeah, you're welcome to go. And she goes, now I understand you have directors calls every Wednesday. I says, yeah, we do. But, that's really for the people we're directly working with. And and Marcy's team, they're doing their own. So when it comes to those type of things, the direct interaction team calls, it's a little bit different. So, we kind of keep the door closed. Now, if Marcy wanted to join our team calls and bring her team, that'd be a different thing. But, they're doing their own structure, and we work very closely together. We have a weekly planning session with Marcy and her team.
We do events together like Costa Mesa.
Yeah, and Phoenix and
And Tampa.
yeah, so
Houston.
so we really have a lovely working relationship with them.
And a respectful one. And so we don't work with their downline. They have their own system, and we want to keep things, this business is about keeping it simple. If you add too many different teams, tools and everything,
Yeah.
you get people confused. So
Yeah.
keeping people on the same track. I mean, if you're a leader and you want to explore other things, fine, but keep it simple for your people, and it's much easier for them to be successful and not get confused with different perspectives that are not their upline.
Yeah, a confused mind says no or does nothing, and you give people too many tracks to run on, they run off the tracks. Yeah. So I don't know, Janet, anything else you wanted? You had some other slides. You want to run through some of the other slides?
Yeah, possibly, but also I think you've still got some points here, and I'd like to add one.
Okay, go ahead.
Point, like occasionally you might have a guest speaker from another team, and that's
Yes.
been set up. But you're not really inviting other people to your team's calls. It's just let them be over in their land. Like
Mhm.
what you say, I loved you said something, Gregory, that we're the United States. There's 50 states, and all the states do their own things, but we're called the United States of America, right? We're all one country, but we got 50 states here. So very good. But I think to Robin's point, sometimes it's really innocent. And we had something happen this week with one of my downline, one of my personally sponsored, didn't know that everybody's contact information is proprietary and private. And so she thought it was a great idea to take the 89 people that were below her and take their emails and go ahead and email them to tell them about the wonderful things she's doing. So that kind of blew up. But honestly, she's never done network marketing. She didn't know. Now you could say, well, you should kind of know it's confidential information, but she didn't. So she apologized, and I think we're okay, right? So
Yeah.
things like that, just either read the policies or get hold of us and go, hey, is it okay if I do this? Because again, to his point at number one, your downline is your business asset. And if you're successful, honestly, you're going to, over the next year, because it's the 20th anniversary of LifeWave, I think next year is going to be huge. Your teams, like Gregory, you said once you opened up your back office and there were like 1,500 people that came in overnight. That's momentum, and that can happen. So just know it's going to get more chaotic, but let's follow the rules and regs because I think most of us do things innocently, right? So just
Let me
know.
just one more comment about asset. Robin and I have built several businesses that, for whatever reason, the cycle for us changed, and we sold that business. It was an asset. I mean, one of the assets I sold, I got 7 figures for. Okay. I sold a couple others and gotten 5 figures for. They're much smaller, but a big one. So it is an asset, and it's willable and it's saleable asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're working hard and you're helping people, but just know we want to keep you in the guidelines that makes your assets going to stay secure. So let me go here a little past this. So if you, let's talk a little bit about compliance on websites and social media.
Yeah, this is important to know. And the company's and in another company that I was actually the vice president of sales, I oversaw the compliance department. So I have a lot of experience with compliance. Okay. The companies in our industry, in our profession, only corporate materials or corporate product verbiage claims should be used. And So if you're doing some promotion on your Facebook group or, in LinkedIn or somewhere else, if you're talking about LifeWave, just make sure you're using company approved verbiage and claims. As you all know, being part of Live Younger, we're really big about symptoms, not diseases. And the company is actually moving in that direction.
And when you're using social media, when you get educated by people that use it to promote business, it's about creating curiosity. You don't want to spill the beans.
Right.
You don't want to name the company or name the product. You want to share your story, create curiosity. You want people to be in touch with you. If you put the name in, they could go online and
They
they
go on
could
Google and buy
they'll
it from
end up
somebody.
buying from someone else. And
Yeah.
so it's really good etiquette for yourself in social media to not name the company or the products.
Mhm.
And that'll be to your advantage. Create curiosity. Yes,
Rainey.
Rainey, hi.
It was just, sorry, it was at the end of the last slide. I just wanted to confirm that it's anyone associated with your personally sponsored people is okay to contact.
As long, if they're a substantial leader, make sure you have permission. If there's someone new,
If they're under a substantial leader.
under a substantial leader. Yeah, and that's why Gregory
Yes.
shared the situation that we have several leaders underneath us that have their own team branding, they have their own team systems, and we have to respect that. So
It's for example, like Janet and all of you. And we have nice primary relationships with a number of you, but it's with Janet's blessing that we're doing that, so.
Right.
So you just want to be sensitive,
Yes, and I wouldn't just jump past my personally sponsored and start,
Right.
contacting their personally sponsored and down the line. Just that it's okay if we, if there's permission and they ask us to,
Yeah, because they're
be
part of
included.
your
Yeah.
business. And the more help you and their sponsor gives them, the better chance they have of success. So their sponsor will probably love you jumping in to help support them.
Yeah. And we do calls on a regular basis for other people, for people's downlines. And when I'm sending email communication, I always include the sponsor when I'm communicating. This is a whole nother topic, is communication. We're
Yeah.
not going to get into deeply today, but no, when I'm communicating, let's say, I'm communicating with Barbara Larrabee and I know Janet's her sponsor, I'm going to copy Janet. One of Janet's people had a customer service thing. I will respond to her, but I will copy Janet so she knows what I'm doing with her business.
Yeah, that's good. That's good etiquette. Mhm.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Good question. Thanks, Rainey.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so we know the company is tightening up compliance. And I know because I just submitted our new liveyounger.com website and got approval through compliance, for that website. They made us make a couple of changes, which we've done. They said, you make these changes and your website's approved. So it's important, if you're creating, I'm jumping around a little bit, but websites do require compliance review and approval before being promoted. And the company discourages people from making websites. Now, does that mean you can't, if you have a website, you can't mention LifeWave in it or X39 in it? No, it doesn't mean that. But if you do mention it, like a doctor may have a website, promoting their practice, and now they've added LifeWave or X39 to their practice, they can mention it. But if someone wants to buy or enroll, ordering and enrolling must go via the lifewave.com website. And that's one of the beauties of our business, is we don't have to package and reship. The company does all the shipping. And so, so you can put a pre-populated shopping cart link on your website, and boom, people, if they decide they want to buy, boom, they go there. And anything you're saying on your website, probably as long as you're taking it from the LifeWave product verbiage, you're probably clean. But if you're creating a whole new website just for LifeWave, you really need to submit that to compliance for review. And it's important to note in bullet number 3, you can't use a LifeWave trade name or URL in anything you do.
So
Now, there are a couple of out there like, Start X39 Now that was grandfathered in because they were doing that before we had a compliance department. Okay. And they've got kind of the blessing, but if you tried to get a new one through now, they won't let you. And if you start one and you didn't know it, they're going to make you shut it down.
So what that means is you don't want to have any website that has any of the company branded name in the website,
Mhm.
LifeWave or X39. Also in your emails, no branded names from the company in your emails either.
Yeah.
Or social media pages. You can't have a Facebook page that says X39
Or
or
LifeWave.
LifeWave.
Yeah.
I have
That's
a
why.
question to that then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you guys know that I started up in 21 and I've kind of taken a little bit of a break, but before I left, I have a Facebook page that's for LifeWave success, business success. So should I change that title to something
Yeah.
else? Okay.
Yes, you should, because if they find
If you
it,
don't change it and they find you, you'll have to change it. So
Yeah.
might as well get
That's
ahead of it.
that will be a really good opportunity for me to also educate the people of why it was changed. So I
Yeah,
will
it would be
that-
great, Velvet. That's
Yeah.
a smart idea,
yeah,
a really smart idea. And like Gregory said, they have a new corporate counsel overseeing the compliance department. They're bringing on a whole new US compliance manager. They've upped the staff in compliance. You're going to be hearing and getting educated on a lot of things that we feel are really important to keep the company safe. And that's what we want, because we want everyone on safe territory. And so there's going to be a lot more compliance, what do you want to call it?
well, I think some guidelines,
Yeah.
because
We'll be
Yeah,
educated more
you
than
know,
we
the-
have been.
there's a lot of YouTubes and everything out there. If you do a search for LifeWave and cancer, you're going to find answers. And
Not okay.
And that's not okay. So I think loose lips sink ships and loose compliance sinks companies, and the FDA and FTC, I mean, there's still portions of the First Amendment left available to us, I'm sorry to say, but Big Pharma has really ruled the roost and still does when it comes to the regulatory agencies that oversee our industry and profession. Is it fair? No, but who said life is fair? We just need to protect the golden goose. The goose is laying the eggs. So, symptoms are fine. No, I don't have arthritis. I have inflammation and soreness in my elbow, you know? So, and most of you are aware, because I think we do a pretty good, our team probably is the shining light in the company as far as symptoms versus disease. And there's a lot of the other teams that, need to catch up and kind of make that shift.
thank you. Gregory and Robin, if I can just jump in there a little bit on websites and social media too. We have the YouTube channel that we've been using for training. It's a private channel, you guys. We kept it private. My Youthing Facebook group, you can only come in if you're part of our Youthing team. It's not an open Facebook page.
Yep.
So one, I'd like you to continue to keep adding people to it, but we keep it tight in there. If you go to my Facebook page, you never see me doing much, if anything, about LifeWave. Right now, maybe that's a miss, but right now my hands are full. I'm trying to keep our little ducklings in a row and our team growing. But I want to bring out again, the company's in massive growth. 15x growth in 5 years is insane. It's going to get stronger. It's going to get more chaotic. And in my other company, they called it Protect This House. And that's what Gregory and Robin are saying, is protect this house. It's up to us, right? So maybe if someone's doing something and you think it's against requirement, just bring it up to us. Sometimes it's innocent,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just they didn't know, right? But it's going to get more chaotic. It's going to get bigger. And so don't worry about it. Just go, okay, we screwed that thing up. Let's fix it and keep on going. But we appreciate you being here. This is a very small few people of our whole total team. So please take this word out to your other group. This is where in your back office, you can go to this tab at the very end that most people don't even see, called resources. And if you're going down the table of contents, here's policies and procedures. A lot of the things we're talking about right now is in chapter 4 and chapter 6. But you know, if you're questioning it, bring the question to me or bring it on the Live Younger business calls on Thursdays. Great resource for you. Gregory and Robin know how to answer your question. So thank you, Gregory and Robin. I'm going to stop the share here for a minute and ask if there's any questions, any comments. This is your chance. We got time with Robin and Gregory today out of their Saturday, which I so appreciate. Any thoughts? Barbara? Go ahead and mute.
Yes, so I have a question in regard to, for example, Facebook posting. And I do it the way that you were talking about, Robin, which is more of a curiosity post. And I never use the name LifeWave. I don't name the patches. But some of my team is very active in putting up testimonials or even something from the corporate saying LifeWave. And I mean, they're very proudly branding themselves as a LifeWave distributor. So they're using LifeWave and the names of the patches and what they're posting. Is that not allowed?
As long as they're not making non-compliant claims, they're okay. But what they're doing is they're risking losing that person because everybody goes to Google. That's interesting. Let me Google LifeWave X39, and somebody's got this irresistible post, and and you get a call next day. Hey, thanks for telling me about that. I went ahead and ordered some.
Under someone else.
From somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's best to use, social media to get curiosity. It's like on my LinkedIn post, I say that I'm helping launch a new breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology, and that gets people's attention.
Like,
I'm not
I want to
saying,
know more.
they're not going to Google stem cell technology and find out anything, right?
And some people that are really successful using social media put testimonials up. And if you go to the Vibrant Living FB.com website, that's our Facebook group for prospects, customers, and brand partners. There are literally hundreds of testimonials in the guides that are not branded that you can use. They're already clean and clear. They have no names attached to them. Anyone can use any of those. We have several people that's what they do in social media for curiosity. I remember, I rarely use Facebook for business. I rarely do. I use it mostly for photos. I've got a following.
She gets 300 clicks on a flower and 30 clicks on a product.
Something important. But I did put a post saying, I don't think I'm going to need another knee replacement. And then John Ward contacted me. I knew him from another company. He's one of our directors and he's moving up through the ranks. And he said, I'm in. I want to know. And I didn't say much at all, but he got in touch with me. I would have never even contacted him. It was one of the few times that I posted anything about Facebook, anything about LifeWave or stories on my Facebook page. I keep that and I have quite a following. And so I want to be respectful of those people and I'll hint here and there, but I don't do much. Yeah.
Good question. Thanks, Barbara. Any other questions? We're going to duck out in a minute and let you guys finish up. Go ahead, Janet.
Get it out. Just Robin, tell them that Live Younger Facebook page is for brand partners. Vibrant Living is for customers and prospects, right?
Okay, you just did that, but I want to take it a next step because everything is growing so fast. we want to really be supportive and protective of our Live Younger community. And when you invite someone to the Live Younger Facebook group, that is for Live Younger brand partners only. And when you invite someone, you want to make sure that they answer the membership questions, their ID number, their sponsor, their name that is registered with the company, not the username, but the name that is in the LifeWave as their registration, because we look every single one of those up. And if they don't show up in our community, they do not get approved. So when you invite people, make sure that you let them know the importance of answering that if you want them in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Now, Vibrant Living is for your prospects and your customers and your brand partners. And it's an amazing new concept in social media that, you know, you want to watch that pinned video. It's only 3 minutes that explains it. But this, again, if you bring your prospect, we want to protect you and your prospect. And so it's really important that you invite them there, and then they're connected to you. And it's automatic connection to you. If they, you know, respond to someone's story and say, I want to know more, the admins are going to come back to that person and say, please contact the person that invited you here. That's what we do to protect each and every one of you and your prospects.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Has this been helpful to all of you? Hopefully you've learned some things.
Very much so, especially with the vibrant living, because I think that when I was new, I was having a real hard time with that. But I'm really happy to know that whatever they go to look at, they're connected to us.
Yes.
So now, with you explaining that, Robin, I get it, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Velvet. We have a team of admins that meet every single week that volunteer their time to go through both Facebook groups to make sure we're compliant, to make sure that all your people are connected to you in Vibrant Living. And so we just want to keep it a safe space for our community and help you build your business and get you the information that you want and need to make things easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Robin and Gregory, for taking time out of your Saturday. Thank you, everybody here, for your
Our pleasure.
comments.
We love you guys. We're
Yeah.
glad to be able to be here with you.
We're excited about what's going on in your
Yeah.
team, and you got an amazing leadership here,
Yeah.
and we are here. You know, if you need something, we're here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. See
Thank you.
y'all.
Have
Happy
a great
Saturday.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
Stay
The rest,
cool.
stay on. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. In our last maybe 17, 20 minutes or so, we want to turn it over. We asked, whether you remembered or not, to bring a brand new notebook today. So if you need a new pad of paper, whatever, grab it. And Knut and Julie are going to take over. We've helped you with inviting. We've helped you with how to really talk to your prospects. We've talked about follow-up. We've brought you the flip book, which we're hopefully you've got the digital download, and soon we're going to print them. But we want to circle back to the very beginning again. And now today, everybody grab your paper, grab your pen. Knut, take over, because we would like to ensure you know how to use that flip book, and for us to build more strength and your business stronger. So take it over, you guys. So this is List Building 101 again.
That was just awesome, listening to them explaining the safety mechanisms that the company has in place, and we all can learn from it and use. I picked up a couple of things there for myself. And I go back to the beginnings. I've been in network marketing for 23 years. And one of the first things that my upline said, the size of your business is determined by the size of your list. And I think we are kind of cheating ourselves out by not leveraging the names that we have in our list. because with the advent of the flip book, we can, in 5 or 10 minutes, sit down with them. And by the way, we missed an essential page in the flip book. We will have a revised version out there within the next 2 or 3 or 4 hours. The slide that we were missing was basically explaining what the GHK copper peptide is. That's an adjunct to this conversation. But when you can get a list together and you can look at people in your life with fresh eyes and go, hey, can I have 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your time? I finally found something that helped me with my back. You know, I have had a problem with it. I finally found something, yada, yada, yada. But we are, how I was thinking the other day is, it's almost as if I wouldn't say stingy, but I'm almost like I'm being cruel by not showing what this wonderful technology can do to people that I know or know of. And it comes back into the sharing focus. Let me reverse the tables for a second and say, what if you knew, sorry, you didn't know that you have a chronic back pain, you have a chronic inflammation in your elbow, in your right knee or whatever, and you're hobbling through life, and unbeknownst to you, your best friend from school or from work or from tennis or from golf had access to this technology, but they didn't want to share it with you. It's almost as if you would say, that is a bit cruel. So I'm always now working from the principle that I have to share this, I have to help people, I have to be kind with people and go out and help the people in my sphere of influence. So with that said, I put on the screen a memory jogger. And I would like you all to open up a brand new page in your notebook. And as I go rattling through these, you will have names of people come into your mind. The secret here is not to try to figure out right here, right now, where they are. It is the exercise of putting the name down. Then you can take that list that you have and now start going through Facebook or LinkedIn or any other social media or anyone else that you might know that might have a connection point to that person. That is the exercise of this. Remember, if you can personally introduce 300 people in the next year, I'm praying that you hear me now. I'm praying. If you can personally introduce 300, 100, or 50 people, and they start for one reason or another wanting to cover the cost of their own patches, you are now stepping in to the realm of an infinite income stream. I say that again. You're stepping on to the realm of an infinite income stream because you're now activating the first and the second and the third level generation of income. 25% of the personally introduced, 20% of the second, 20% of the third. If you have the first person introduced has $1,000, you get 25%. Second person, $1,000 cycle bonus a week. Some extra requirements, but we can deal with those later. That's $200. Third level, that's $625 a week. If you have 50 of them, 100 of them, I'm not going to work out the numbers. So here's the exercise. What was the name of your mom and dad? What is the name of your mom and dad? I said was, so I lost my parents. Your parents are still active, upright and breathing. What is the name of your mom and dad? Let's say it's Peter and Janet. Okay. How many Peter and Janets do you know? It's not just think about mom and dad. No. The exercise say, how many Peters do you know? How many Janets do you know? Where do you know them from? Write down the connection points. Same goes with grandparents. My dad's name was Thor or Tor. His dad's name was Ivar, I-V-A-R. And just as I said that, I remember a person I have never spoken to. Thank you. But these are the memory joggers. And if you don't do this, number one, everyone on this call, if you're not a manager, you can be a manager very, very, very quickly. But if you understand how to do this, you can sit down with anyone in your team who's new, and you can do exactly the same exercise, and you go, you wouldn't believe it. I finally found something that can help me with the chronic soreness that I have in my knee or my back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What about your aunts and uncles? What are their names? Let's change tack for a second. Who knows a beauty therapist or dentist or a doctor or a pharmacist? What's the name of your minister at church or synagogue or wherever you go? If you don't go, okay, that's cool too. What are their names? How are they connecting? If you have pets, chances are that you will have a veterinarian. Oh yeah, Julie, we need to talk to Miles as well. Thank you. Optometrist. Okay. I did this when I got started, and these guys I forgot about because they're back in Europe. That's cool. What about people who are a professional golfer or a fashion model or race car who play any professional sports? It is simply just a text. I finally found something that can help me. You got time for a 5 or 10 minute coffee? Can I send you a link? Start external now. We have so many tools at our disposal, but it's the focus. It's the laser focus. It's like, I'm going to speak with 10 people this week. Come hell or high water. I'm going to go out and we're going to find someone and speak with them. I have to digress for 30 seconds. We sat down for an early lunch yesterday, or late lunch yesterday with one of our new brand partners. And we were sitting there, and I just held out my glass and I said, Happy Friday. And then we all went clink, clink, clink. The neighboring table just took off, and they go, yeah, Happy Friday. My new brand partner, our brand new partner, sitting next to us goes, yes, he stood up, got out of his chair, clinked his glass with every single person. Do you think he's an outgoing person that can connect with anyone? Oh, yes. So go back. Let's go back to when you got married. Who was your best man? Who was the maid of honor? Who were the bride or the, what are they called? The flower girl? Bride girl? I don't know what that is in English. But who goes hunting? Where do they go hunting? Do you know them? Do you know of them? Go back to your previous jobs, vacations. What was the guy who was the best guy you ever worked with? Probably the guy I can think of is a guy called Andre. And just as I said that, I haven't actually reached out to him either. He lives in Australia. Who was the person you totally disliked? That you never ever, I mean, that he was a real pain in the, you know what? But it's not him I'm after. It's the name. What was his name? Or I shouldn't say this. Find the name. Let's say his name was Jack Johnson. How many Jacks do you know? This is the whole concept here. It's a science to open up your mind and your subconscious mind to be able to pull these names out. Sometimes you don't even remember the name. You remember the location where they are. Who was the best salesperson that you ever come across for selling cars or selling gym memberships? Who do you know is a hustler? Who do you know that hustle, hustle, hustle? Always have a finger into a million different pies. I've been trying to get hold of a local restaurant owner. He's now opening up his 5th or his 6th restaurant. This guy is so busy that, or I would say he's busier than a one-armed man trying to pitch a tent in a stiff breeze. Trying to get time with him or his wife, it's a project. but we're working on it. Let me stop the share here for a second. I'm interested in what you guys are getting. What's opening up for you in this exercise? Anyone? Hands, questions, thoughts? You're all very quiet.
No, I'll jump in. I got to give a shout out to Rosemary Berkeley, who's on your list, Knut. You had repair people. Well, man, no one gets on her property in any capacity that doesn't have a patch on them. And she's talking to them and, oh, you're up on my roof. Your back must hurt. They go home with Start X39. They go home with cards. Rosemary's on it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And what about the guys who are delivering stuff from UPS or whatever? You don't know. We were having some work done here on the property. They're moving a power pole or adding another power pole so we can do some jiggery pokery. Well, Adam, as his name is, he is going, yeah, let's just get this project out of the road and then we'll talk. But for you all, can you see how important your own list is? Because if you're going to just work on meeting new people, it will take forever and a day. So what is the most threatening part here? Is it the fact that you need to pick up the phone, speak with someone? Is it the fact that you need to text someone? Is it the fact that you're walking past someone's cubicle if you're still in an office and they go, you know, as I said, I have had this problem with my inflamed right knee. I finally found something that can help me with the inflammation. We did an in-home, so-called in-home meeting in Fort Lauderdale through the week. At the end, after we handed out all the order forms, this guy's getting ready to leave. And I just caught up with him and said, hey, buddy, out of those 8 things, you know, this what stem cells can help with, which one interests you the most? And he goes, really, there must be at least one. He goes, yeah, inflammation. I would love to have some help with inflammation. He took the brochure, took the order form, walked out, and the following morning, our downline had a brand new silver. Simply by having a quick conversation. So for you all, if you were to, I see there's a lot of comments in the chat here. Let me open that up and see what's going on. Bridesmaid of Flower Girl. Thank you very much. Now I learn something every day. I can make the memory jogger available somewhere. Yes, we'll pin it to the youthing group. We'll pin it to the other groups. The key here is, this is your responsibility. How quickly do you want to go director? How quickly do you want to go manager? How quickly do you want to go senior director? Because that is where the juice lies. If you can get yourself going and get going and speaking with using the 331 system, in a month, you will have approached 90 people. If you do that consistently, persistently, there is no way on this planet that this business will not work. Janet?
Real quick, and Rainey, I know you got your hand up. We have a gentleman on, Fred's on here today, Watson. I don't know, Fred, you want to come on camera, but Fred joined us not long ago, used the 331 system, and he was manager in 5 days. He
Well
just,
done, Fred.
yeah, you know, where'd he go, Fred?
He's up the top, man.
Where are you now, Fred?
I'm in the car.
There he is.
There you are. And Fred, do you want to really quickly say, you know, it didn't take you long, you didn't stretch it out. Tell them what you did.
Keep it simple, short and sweet, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I keep the photos on my phone because they do most of my work.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
What,
Awesome.
maybe 20 people already? He's just consistent, golds and silvers, golds and silvers. You know, made manager and soon's on his way, building that another manager. He needs one more, and he's a director.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well done, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, Fred. Rainey.
So as I laid in bed, not able to sleep because my mind is racing, I was thinking about the flip book. And I know that when we're sharing something with, you know, our story, symptoms, blah, blah, blah. I know we don't immediately bring up the how to pay for your patches, right? I mean, we're just trying to create a little interest. Can I, you know, it was yesterday, a gentleman was watching our tennis clinic, and I was out of the rotation, went up to him and started speaking to him. Oh, do you play? Blah, blah, blah. And so I don't play anymore because of my knees. I'm like, okay, well, you know, people just walk right into it a lot of times. But of course, I did not bring up, yeah, it was a very short conversation. So, but anyway, I got his number and we exchanged and I gave him a card. So, but when I started thinking about the flip book, if I had had a little bit more time and I had the flip book on me, I guess I'm a little confused because as the flip book goes, it starts morphing into how you can pay for your patches and a little bit of how the system, the downline works. Do we always go through the whole flip book? Are we just trying to, you know, I just think it's a little too soon sometimes. You're just trying to create a little interest in the product itself.
It is a very, very good point. And the long and the short answer to that, no. Sometimes I would only go to 1 or 2 slides in there.
Yep. Okay.
Go to, are you aware what stem cells can do in your body? And they go, no. Are you aware what stem cells are? No. Okay, let me show you something. And I flip directly to what are stem cells in your body? And then I go, which one of these 8 would you like more information about? How that can help your body.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was my sort of instinct on it. I mean, certainly when somebody's you're a little further on into your discussion of it all. Like, I don't know if I can afford it. Okay, fine. Then you take that next step with the rest of the slides. Okay, that's very helpful. And thank you. Appreciate that.
If I can just add for some of the people who've joined us this week and you haven't been with all the trainings, if you'll go back, we'll give you the website. Last week's training, number 5, we took you through how to use the flip book, what's in it, and we do have a PDF for you. And we're getting, if you've been on Telegram, we've been talking about printed copies. So if you're interested, put your name in the chat right now and I'll get hold of you. But it's just another tool. Like Fred's keeping things on his phone. You can keep the flip book on your phone and he can just show some things on his phone. Some of you may want it in your purse or in your flight bag or something. It's just an easy way to engage people. They're not on, and your goal is, if you've been following us on the each week here, is your goal after that is to get them to the next step. Is it an opportunity meeting Monday or Tuesday night? Is it, you know, go startx39now.com. You're always going to your next step. So the flip book's just a real quick engagement that way. So we're looking forward to everybody. We'd love your stories if you've used it, but let's finish here today and go back to your list. Someone had, I don't know what I saw it this week, but someone had on one of the groups, who can I help today? When they get up in the morning, who can I help today? So when Knut started this, I wrote down, this is my list of who I can help today. And it's just names. It's not, who can I enroll in my business and become a director? It's who can I help today, right?
Yep.
And the other stuff will come that way. So it's top of the hour. We've gone through a lot with Gregory and Robin in here. Questions, comments, things you need. If you're not on Telegram, let us know. We'll get you on. Please check it a couple times a day. So much is moving through the Telegram group. And we want you to, you know, take a minute and a half and check it. Any other comments, thoughts, questions? Karen, I love it. Sheila, I ordered one for you. Nice job, Karen. Yeah, we've got that.
I have to say, oh, duh. I I missed the meeting. I had the time wrong in my brain, my adult brain. So I guess I'll get to watch the recording. I know you guys had a great time.
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna chat, unless you want to do it, Julie, the YouTube channel. Why don't you go ahead, Julie, of where you can find all the recordings and really we appreciate you being here on your Saturdays, but not everybody can. Go back and watch the recordings. I think our whole team's done an amazing job on these network marketing skills trainings. There's a lot of juice in them. So watch them again that way. All right. And I'll leave you with, we have next week, we have a network marketing skills meeting. Then afterwards, we have managers and above meeting. It's our one time a month we do it. It's the second Saturday of the month. It's after this meeting. We do, if you're on the 90-day challenge, we also want to take time with you. Honestly, guys, it's heating up. The deadline for qualifying to walk the stage in Orlando is September 15th. That's not very long away. And we got Labor Day in it and school starting and vacations. So if you're trying to hit another rank, how can we help you? Use this list. Let's reach out to people. Let's show them the flip book, because honestly, you can do it. Barbara, quickly tell your story of how fast, when you first started, we got you to manager.
Yeah, so Fred beat me by 1 day. So what happened with me was I enrolled with Janet, and she called me back and she said, "Oh, by the way, we're having this contest and it ends the end of the week. And I think you should be manager, Barbara. I know you can do it." So it was just getting busy and starting to talk to people. And so, yes, I made manager in 6 days. And we have people in the company that do it in 1 hour. It's only 4 silvers. And yeah, so I mean, it's just very achievable. And it's such a great feeling to do that.
Right. Cute, Sheila, cute. You gotta jump on chat. Cute. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you appreciated this, the compliance and policy stuff. I think it's important. We're growing. We haven't spent much time with it. Let's just help each other with that and we'll go forward. If you have any questions, get hold of your upline, get hold of me. We're always here. And thank you. Have a great Saturday.
Yo.
Thank you, Janet, Julie, Knut.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.